We've still got a few more people coming in from the parking lot, so we'll start in just a couple minutes, folks. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Waterspirit's Winter Solstice celebration. I'm Blair Nelson, Executive Director of Waterspirit, and I am very pleased to be joined tonight by our Public Policy and Justice Organizer, Rachel Dawn Davis, and her families, as well as our Program Manager, Ann Price, and her family. Got my family here in the audience too tonight. And I need to give a very special welcome to our special guest performer, Mary Price. Yes, we can give her a round of applause already. She's going to be worth it, I promise. You're going to want to give her much more applause. Mary is studying music therapy at Shenandoah Conservatory in Virginia. And Mary volunteered to share her musical talents with all of us tonight, so thank you so much for being here. For those of you who are here for the first time, I'd like to tell you a little bit more about us. Waterspirit is a nonprofit center for spiritual ecology sponsored by the Sisters of St. Joseph of Peace. We were founded in 1998 by Sister Suzanne Golis, and since that time, we have promoted the personal and systemic transformations needed for a flourishing earth with clean, safe water for everyone. If you enjoy tonight's proceedings, please consider making a donation at waterspirit.org or in the little box that's outside in the vestibule. And on our website, waterspirit.org, you can also find out about everything that we're up to, about our upcoming events and our advocacy campaigns. There's always something going on here to turn our contemplative moments of connection with Earth into action on water's behalf. And before we begin the ceremony, I would also like to invite you all to take your handheld noisemakers and make sure they're not going to be disturbing you too much during the ceremony. And I would also like to take a moment to acknowledge whose land we're on. Waterspirit is located in the homeland of the Navasink Lenni Lenape, on the peninsula they called Navarumsunk. We respectfully acknowledge the Lenape peoples past, present, and future here in Lenapehoking and throughout the diaspora. We offer our care and gratitude for Lenapehoking, as well as our commitment to establish just and right relations with these lands and waters and people. And with that, let's begin tonight's ceremony.
I invite you to settle into the deeper meaning of the winter season. For some, winter is a time of snuggling in warm blankets, a time of rest or dormancy. For others, winter is a time to reflect on our past and contemplate our future. As we are gathered here, let us focus on the meaning of winter solstice. According to its Latin roots, the word winter solstice means sun standing still. And winter solstice has been recognized across many cultures as a time to celebrate the gradual return of the light. Please remain seated and comfortable. We're going to turn off the lights, and then I'll read a poem by Wendell Berry. After the poem, and silently setting a small intention for the winter season, I'll light my candle, and then I'll invite you to light yours. You set your own intention for the winter season, and we'll light our candles together. To know the dark by Wendell Berry. To go in the dark with a light is to know the light. To know the dark, go without sight. And to find that the dark too blooms and sings and is traveled by dark feet and dark wings. We thank the day. We thank the night. We thank the gifts of darkness. And we thank the coming of the light. It's a beautiful moment. Look around. It's lovely. Thank you. You can leave your lights on. You can put them next to you.
The winter solstice is the longest night, when the northern hemisphere is tilted as far away from the sun as we will experience this year. What does it mean that we are tilted away from the sun? Our planet revolves around the sun, but as we revolve, we also have a tilt. The rays of the sun do not reach all parts of the earth with the same strength. When our hemisphere is tilted toward the sun, we experience summer. We have longer daylight hours and direct rays from the sun. Because of these two factors, we experience warmer temperatures. When we are tilted away from the sun, we experience winter. Shorter daylight hours and indirect sunlight result in colder temperatures. Today being the winter solstice, the northern hemisphere is at the maximum tilt away from the sun. Today we had only 9 hours and 15 minutes actually of daylight. Tonight we will have 14 hours and 45 minutes of darkness. After this longest night, we will begin to welcome longer daylight hours. Hooray! But for now, we continue to huddle up against the cold and seek the comfort of fire for warmth and for light. Let's take a moment to reflect on the winter season and our own habits. What do you do when New Jersey experiences less than 9.5 hours of daylight? What do you do to keep warm during colder seasons? Do you consider the energy being used to warm your home and light your rooms? Let us take a moment and contemplate our own winter practices. We light our candle and remind ourselves of the precious light. Light breaks through the darkness of the night. We aim to be less wasteful of the precious resources used to bring us light and warmth.
As you see, this candle is surrounded by branches from trees. What type of branches do you see? Pine, holly, spruce, fir. Why do we choose these branches for our winter decorating? They are evergreen. And what does that mean? The trees do not lose their leaves all at once. The leaves stay on the trees through the winter. Some leaves are broad leaves, and some are little needle leaves, but all of the leaves are green and beautiful. The evergreen trees remind us that we, too, can be strong and alive during the winter. I would now like to welcome our special guest, Mary Price, to the stage. She will be performing our first song, O Tannenbaum. While many of us may hear the song and think it refers to Christmas, that translation is only a modern twist. The original folk song was using the tree as a symbol of unending loyalty due to the branches being evergreen. You can find a closer translation of the original German lyrics in your programs. Welcome, Mary.
O Tannenbaum, wie treu sind deine Blätter. O Tannenbaum, wie treu sind deine Blätter. Du grunzt nicht nur zur Sommerzeit, nein auch im Winter, wenn es schneit. O Tannenbaum, wie treu sind deine Blätter.
So here's a question for all of you. These trees are evergreen. Does anyone know the trees that lose their leaves in winter? The spell? What spell do you do? Right, you could do that magic spell and you shout the word deciduous and it makes the leaves fall off of the trees. Yes, I came up with that. Yes, I did. They're deciduous trees. They're the ones that lose their leaves. If the tree's lost its leaves, is it dead? No. The tree isn't dead. It's protecting its branches. The leaves have fallen, and yet the trees are no less alive, no less magnificent, no less strong. Take the time to find your strengths. Radiate your own strength and beauty and creativity to the world. Here's a poem by William Carlos Williams, Winter Trees. All the complicated details of attiring and disattiring are completed. A liquid moon moves gently among the long branches, thus having prepared their buds against a sure winter, the wise trees stand sleeping in the cold. Okay, now, we've been listening to a lot, and I bet the little ones are getting really bored. Would you like to do a little movement with me? Okay, we've got some movement coming on. Who's going to join me? If you'd like to join me, you can come forward or you can stand in the aisles as you choose. I need some people to come forward and be trees with me. Come on, come on. I'm going to make my own kids do this, and they're in their 20s. Come on. Noah and Noah. sway in the breeze. So plant those roots and sway in the breeze. Ooh, that feels good. I'm stretching now. But you know what else our roots do? Our roots give us water from the ground. Water's so important. Water is life. We need water. So we're going to drink some water. So you've got to drink some water with your toes. I mean your roots. Suck up some water. I don't hear you slurping. Are you slurping? Slurp, slurp. Very good. So we're getting water from our roots, and then our leaves might be covered in these green things. What are those green things called? Leaves. Good. That's our leaves. That's the leaves. And the leaves are green because they're filled with... Oh, you said it wrong. That's it. See, you can't say the word chlorophyll. That's not right. You have to sing the word chlorophyll. They're filled with chlorophyll. Right? We have that beautiful green chlorophyll in our leaves. And what is it for? It catches the sunlight. So we're going to reach and catch that sunlight. Oh, stretching toward the sun. Don't forget to slurp with your roots, too. Yeah, I was slurping while you're stretching and catching the sunlight. Do you know why you're doing this? Because you are doing something magical called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. It's kind of a dance. It goes like this. Photosynthesis. Sing it. Photosynthesis. Move it. Photosynthesis. What we're doing is we're making sugar. There's a whole chemical process that goes on here, but I'm not going to make us do that because some people I know don't like organic chemistry. You're welcome. So we're not going to do the whole chemical formula. All we're going to do is a little more photosynthesis. But hey, you know what? Winter's coming. Is there still photosynthesis going on now? Why not? Because what's flowing up and down in our bodies with that sugar? It's water, right? That's sap. Have you heard the word sap? The sap flows up and down to feed the tree. Help your sap flow. It's flowing up and down through the tree. And when it's out there feeding those leaves, if it freezes, the twigs will break. Because water, when it freezes, gets bigger, it expands, and it will burst the tips of our branches. So you know what the trees are going to do? First, they're going to get rid of the chlorophyll. The chlorophyll fades away. The chlorophyll fades away. And all of the beautiful colors that were hiding beneath that green mask are now showing. So you might see orange and red, sometimes even purple. And then they lose their leaves. Plunk, 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 plunk. And where are you going to store your sap?
In the tree trunk.
In the trunk. And then it gets colder, really cold for the winter. We're going to store our sap under the ground where it's covered by a blanket of soil and maybe snow. And it's protected there all through the winter. Right, it gets stored there all through the winter. Can everyone thank him for answering for all of you, John? Thank you. So we're storing our sap there because it's winter now, and the trees can rest. Whew, I don't know about you guys, my heart's beating a little. Your heart beating? Yeah, a little bit. My heart's beating a little bit. I think we have something that we're going to do to celebrate that heartbeat right now. Is that a good idea? Okay, Mary. I'm going to let Mary take it away. Let me grab my glasses that I left up here. I didn't leave my glasses here. Where did I put my glasses down? Oh, there. This is a moment where some of you are going to need some drums. If you have a drum, you're allowed to grab your drum. Please don't start banging it yet. Mary's the conductor. But if you don't have a drum, we have a few to spare.
right, does everyone have a drum? Everyone's looking good? All right, I know this is gonna be super annoying, but for a second, I'm gonna ask you guys, don't play them yet. I know, I just gave you all drums and you can't play them yet. I'm gonna ask, if you're comfortable, close your eyes, just listen to what I have to say. I'm gonna play a gentle heartbeat on the drum. I'll be very specific when I want you guys to join in with me, so don't worry about that yet. For right now, just relax and listen. I want you to imagine that you are on the beach on a cold winter's day. You feel the breeze brush against your face, leaving a little frost on your fingertips. But the waves are crashing and rolling. It brings you peace. After a few minutes, an opening in the clouds appears and the sun peeks out. The warm, bright yellow light radiates. It defrosts your nose, your ears, your mouth. You take a big, deep breath. That warm yellow light fills, it expands your lungs. You take another one. It reaches past your lungs, and it reaches your heart. Feel the yellow light there. Let it warm you from the inside out. Take a few more deep breaths. Whenever you're ready, join me in the heartbeat. Add your own rhythm.
Such a stillness that has descended after our drumming. In the dark silence and stillness of winter, all life returns to the roots. Deciduous trees store sap in their roots. Many animals have migrated to warmer climates or have shifted underground into a period of hibernation. Food sources are scarce and the abundance of crops have been stored away. Energy must now be reserved. Water freezes into ice. For this reason, winter is a time of rest. Please join me now in a prayer for rest. O beating heart of the universe, may we know the blessed power of rest. May we know the peace of doing nothing and the creative void of holy idleness. May we live in the awareness that everything has its season, including the season of rest. May our breathing be deep, our minds calm, our bodies well rested. May we awaken from this winter's rest renewed, ready to do the world's holy and important work. Amen.
The winter season is a time for drawing our loved ones close. Sometimes they are geographically close to us. Sometimes we can only feel their closeness in our hearts. I invite you to hold your candles again. If there are people you would like us to draw close to our hearts this winter season, please say their names aloud, loudly, for all of us to hear. Jared. Zadie. In 1788, Robert Burns sent the poem Auld Lang Syne to the Scots Musical Museum, indicating that it was an ancient song, but that he'd been the first to record it on paper. The phrase Auld Lang Syne roughly translates as for old time's sake, and the song is all about preserving old friendships and looking back over the events of the year. Mary will now perform for us. Many of us know the chorus, and we are including a few of the lesser-known verses. You may follow along in your program.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and old lang syne? For old lang syne, my darkness roars in so lang syne. For all lang syne, my friend, for all lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for all lang syne. And here's a hand, my trusty friend, and give us a hand of yours, and we'll take a deep draught of goodwill for old lang syne. For old lang syne, my friend, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne, for old lang syne.
As you look back over the events of the past year, there may be things you'd like to take with you. The joy, the laughter, the accomplishments, the love. We also have things we'd like to leave behind. I invite you to write down on a slip of paper the things that you'd like to say goodbye to. We're going to pass out some paper and pens. At the conclusion of our celebration, we're going to step outside and burn the slips of paper. We'll watch our troubles burn and brighten our hearts. I don't. I'm okay. And don't worry. I feel the urge to point out our fabulous pens made from recycled bottles. They're fabulous, we know. Yeah. Not the candle, you'll have to give the candle back. Thank you. Those of you that are watching at home, we invite you to do this from the comfort of your home. While you're finishing, I'd like to read to you. The Shortest Day by Susan Cooper. So the shortest day came, and the year died. And everywhere down the centuries, of the snow-white world came people singing and dancing to drive the dark away. They lighted candles in the winter trees. They hung their homes with evergreen. They burned beseeching fires all night long to keep the year alive. And when the new year's sunshine blazed awake, they shouted, reveling. Through all the frosty ages, you can hear them echoing behind us. Listen. All the long echoes sing the same delight to this shortest day. As promise wakens in the sleeping land, they carol, feast, and give thanks, and dearly love their friends, and hope for peace. And so do we here now. This year and every year, welcome Yule.
Great Mother Earth, bless us with true understanding of the cycles of your seasons. On this winter solstice night, we have basked in the dim but firm hope in the returning light, the light that is always truly there. Take hold of your lit candles one last time. Focus on that light. And let that light come inside you and fill you with peace and comfort. That light now inside of us to carry with us wherever we go. I invite you to turn off your candles. We are nearing the end of our ceremony. As you leave, please remember to place these candles in the baskets near the door. And there are some refreshments on the tables outside for you to enjoy here or to take home. But first, I will invite you out to the parking lot where we can gather around our fire to burn our little papers and say goodbye to the things that we wish to leave behind. And with that, rest well in the deep peace of the universe tonight, good friends. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be loved, and may you be at peace. Blessed solstice. Good night.